So there is a weapon in Once Human that I think every single meta should always have on themselves. It should be your secondary weapon, and your first weapon should be like the main thing you're doing damage with because of the insane debuffing it adds for your character. So let's do a quick little breakdown and explain why this weapon is so important. Now the weapon we're talking about is that recurve crossbow. Now this is available from getting the mysterious chest in Evergreen in the Red Sands area. Its main ability reads: a hit on a weak spot will inflict bullseye on the target, and all weapons get crit rate plus 30% on targets with bullseye status for 10 seconds. Effects only work once on the same target within 15 seconds. So let's kind of like first break down what bullseye is and why that's important. So bullseye, whenever you're looking at the keyword, reads: highlighted marked target will be outlined and suffer from vulnerability plus 8% for 12 seconds. That vulnerability is just an in general debuff that's going to give you some extra damage on the target. So that on its own is really, really solid, especially against bossing scenarios or, you know, those like elite enemies whenever you're going through silos and stuff like that. Because one, especially when you get into hard mode, they're already going to be that much more tough for you to fight and attack and everything. But at the same time, it's going to, you know, just give you that extra crit rate on top of it just from the weapon's ability alone. That extra crit rate is absolutely insane for most builds, and especially whenever you're using certain sets like the Lone Wolf set that's already going to give you high crit rate, just going to continuously add on top of that, making sure that you're going to just absolutely shred targets. Now let's talk about some mods that you should be using on this crossbow, and the main one that I recommend is that vulnerability amplifier. The bullseye adds vulnerability plus 8%. So you're going to get an extra 8% added on to what you're already doing, giving you, again, that 16% vulnerability, essentially making your already good debuff weapon even better. Now, there are other like mods for this that would be kind of useful, spreading marks so that it's going to spread to a different target after you defeat them. That's gonna be better for like things like silos and stuff like that, but I don't really think you should ever take this off. Just getting more damage on a target is always gonna be better than some random effect like spreading marks. Now, really fast, I want to kind of talk about another mod that you probably should have on to kind of help complement this. If you checked out any of my build videos, I'm always talking about targeted strike. When hitting a marked target, crit rate plus 8%, crit damage plus 20%. That is just kind of benefiting the recurve crossbow's main effect there of getting that extra 30% crit rate, giving you essentially 38%, and then that extra damage on top of it as well, ensuring that, you know what, you are going to shred targets whenever they get marked. And this is like an easy mod just to put on that's going to benefit literally any build style you're doing. If you're doing Frost Vortex, if you're doing Burn, anytime you're going to mark a target, you should always have targeted strike on. Now, I don't really think there's like any sets that you need to combo with this other than maybe something like, again, like Lone Wolf set where you're really trying to get into that higher crit rate. Pretty much you should be setting up your class however you want it to benefit your main weapon. The only things that really should be benefiting the recurve crossbow is that targeted strike and that vulnerability amplifier on the crossbow itself, because again, that on its own is going to benefit your build loads and loads. But thank you so much for watching this video. Hope knowing that this is the weapon that you should always have on no matter what setup you're using is helpful for you. If you think it's helpful, give a thumbs up on the video and let me know something you're interested in seeing down below, and also become a member if you're wanting to. I had somebody actually give me my first super thanks the other day, so very, very appreciative to them for doing that. So again, if you're that person, thank you so much. And if you want to be like them, obviously go for it. I don't care. I just enjoy making this awesome Once Human content for you. So again, if you want more videos, let me know down below. And other than that, I hope you have a great night, day, whatever it may be.